Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on when you're tuning in. My name is Jonathan Torres Herrera. Joining me today is my daughter, Demily Torres Herrera. Let's get started. So, like I said before, my name is Jonathan Torres Herrera. Joining me today is my daughter, my oldest daughter, Demily Torres Herrera. We are doing a very special video today. This is our introductory video. This is actually our second attempt because earlier I am a numbnut and I didn't press record on the audio board here. So essentially what I was saying on my previous recording, which doesn't matter because nobody heard it, I'm gonna have to say it all over again, is we have a very special show today. We have an introductory show where we're gonna be talking about some of the projects that we are trying to develop, that I've been developing personally for the past few weeks. I've been talking about him nonstop, and Emily recently over the past couple weeks has been getting on board with him, and how now we are here co-hosting this show. So let's get into kind of what we're doing. So to begin with, some of you guys that know me, and if you don't, you'll find out that I am a total geek for anything video production, audio production. I'm just, I'm that guy since forever, probably, way before high school. Cinematography, anything to do again with being behind the camera or on camera has always intrigued me. It's awesome. It's a hobby of mine. It's a passion, really. Which is really it's crazy because it has nothing to do with what I'm doing now, but that's another story. I've been developing a project, and I tried to do this a couple of years ago. Didn't work out as I expected. Didn't have the right mentality nor the right equipment. I wasn't in the right state of mind either. I was trying to kind of jump into it, and I don't think that was what I should have done. Some people give advice to others of, just jump into doing it, just turn on an iPhone, turn on any camera you have. It didn't feel right for me. Anywho, now we put in a lot of dedication, time to building this set for now, this start off set, which we're very proud of. And, we've decided to do, or I've decided to do one show that's going to be speaking about more personal topics, more adult-driven topics that are going to be a mixture between career, between business, relationships, etc. That's going to be on a more dedicated Jonathan Torres Herrera channel. And then there's going to be something that I think I'm more excited about, and that is going to be the
Homeschool Nation.
The Homeschool Nation. Again, for those of you guys that don't really know me or maybe know my background, I have children, 3 of them to be specific, who are homeschooled by my gorgeous wife, which none of you guys will ever meet because she doesn't like to be on camera. But she is amazing nonetheless, and she has homeschooled all of our kids, or she is homeschooling all of our kids, Emily, of course, being one of them. And I've come to learn through hearing them and their conversations, attending some of their outings, that is a gigantic community. And while there's a lot of scattered resources, and scattered is a key word in my opinion out there, I've come to realize that after putting so much investment into creating this stage, if you may, I want to share it and give that an opportunity, or give the homeschool community an opportunity to use it. And to use it as something that they can voice opinions on. Everybody from the kids, who are the most important ones here, to the teachers, parents, who again are in a community that is non-traditional, right? And as much as it is a big community and growing, and I can tell it's growing, I've even seen Facebook ads on homeschool, or online study, or whatever terms they want to wrap them into. It is a gigantic community that it's growing. And we decided to create the Homeschool Nation, where I'm going to have, hopefully, different guests on, from teachers to parents to students. This lovely board here that we purchased recently is allowing us, will allow us the capability of having people call in. And the audio is amazing. We did a little test a couple weeks ago, and it's fantastic. We love it. We're going to bring in kids, school age kids of all ages. Again, anybody and hopefully everyone that wants to join the nation, the Homeschool Nation. I want to create a website, which we already have our domain, right? We purchased it a few days ago. where we will have resources. We will create. I actually have people already working on the website who will be adding different tabs for resources, hopefully dividing them by age groups. And resources is anything that a teacher creates. I've met teachers through my kids, through their school, that are amazing, that put a lot of effort into collecting things that are for the parents, are for the kids. And I have something that I believe I can bring forth to this, and it's not my expertise in the homeschool community necessarily, because that's all my wife. I'm not going to take that credit away. I'm really just here for moral support, but I have a lot of tech experience in bringing things together, both in the hardware terms and in the software terms, and in everything else in between terms. I can go ahead and put this together for them, so that again they can have an outlet, a platform to voice their opinions or concerns, etc. And who better to help me than Demily, who is also a huge advocate of what we're doing here. So let's get into that, and then I'll jump back a little bit into the personal channel that I'm creating that has nothing to do with homeschool. That will be on different topics. But we'll get into that here in a minute. First, Demily, let's get into what you think we're going to be able to provide homeschoolers, right? What do you think we're going to be able to bring them? What do you hope that if someone hears this podcast, what can they look forward to?
Well, they can look forward to help and advice and some guidance in homeschooling. If you're someone who wants to try out homeschooling, you can get some reviews on it and some expertise. If you're someone who's already homeschooling and struggling, we can also provide help for that. It's mostly going to be a help and advice circle that we're in, a nation.
That's right. The nation, the homeschool nation, the THN. I struggle with the acronym, the THN. So we'll let you guys know that we do have a YouTube channel already for the Homeschool Nation, and we have a website already. I mean, there's really nothing there yet. We were excited really just to get this announcement out, this introductory video out to tell everybody what the plans are, what we're doing. Which again, I guess it begs the question: what is the schedule? So to be fair, we're not experts at this. All this looks cool. We do have some pretty cool professional equipment, but that aside, we're not really pros, right? We are going to be building this and learning as we go. For now, we know that we want to do it, and I think that's one of the most important things, right? Is that we want to do it. I want to do this. You want to join and help me do this and build this. We know of other people that my wife has helped me spread the news, and she has also informed me that there's other people that are gonna to help us out with creating this and helping us putting this out there. So that's again the most important element in my opinion. How do we do this? Or how often do we do this? We're gonna try to make sure we fit this into our current schedule, our current life, right? I have work. I do have a full-time job, which I love. Emily she's a full-time student, right? A full-time, obviously homeschool student. School is first. So we're going to try to squeeze this in as we can, where it doesn't really interfere with school or work, which are very important, or family time, of course. So once a week, I think is going to be a realistic goal, which is another thing, by the way. It just popped into my head. We're not editing. We're going to try to record these. If maybe I'll spend an hour trying to put in some graphics if needed, especially if there's maybe some computer resources that we want to talk about and show for those people that are watching us on Facebook or some kind of video platform. But really important, what's going to be important is for people to realize that not only is the Homeschool Nation channel, but my personal channel, they're going to be they're podcast channels, they're audio channels, right? They're meant for you to throw them on the background and just hear us, hopefully, right? And find some value, of course. That's going to be our job, is to bring you guys some value in the topics that we're discussing. So we are developing this. It is new to us. I by no extent am I pretending to be a professional, but we are going to get there, right? We're going to get the Homeschool Nation channel there. And of course, at the same time, parallel, hopefully I'll be able to work in my personal channel. So I guess the next thing for us to discuss is who do you think will be our first guest? Who do you think we're going to try to invite? Do you think it's going to be a teacher, a parent?
Well, it depends on what channel.
Oh, of course, the Homeschool
Homeschool
Nation.
Nation.
Yeah, Homeschool Nation channel. Who do you think should be our first guest? A teacher, a parent, or another student?
Well, it's hard to decide. They're all, when it comes to homeschooling, they're all equally important. You need all three to make a plan and just be able to succeed in homeschooling.
Agree. I'm thinking now, maybe whoever reaches out to us, whoever sees this, right, we can invite in. And by the way, I think we can also, at least I'm open to inviting people that are not homeschooled but are curious. I think that's another thing that I think there's a lot of people that, well, we know for a fact, there's a lot of people that have their opinion, their point of view of homeschooling, right, that are not involved in any way, shape, or form with homeschooling, right? They either have kids in traditional school or they had their kids in traditional school, or teachers that are just in traditional settings. I think it would be very interesting to get them involved as well in coming over and giving us their point of view, right? Because I don't think this is really going to be a black and white, who's right, who's wrong. I don't think that's about that. And I think that's another thing that I want to get into is, a lot of people see the homeschool versus traditional. And I don't think it's really about that, right? I don't see it that way, right? Do you see it like that?
No, I don't.
Right? It's whatever works for someone, right? Like in our case, I work, your mom is home with you guys. We are blessed to have this great room, which is /classroom /set for the podcast. But it's big enough to accommodate everybody. So it's just right. But we've also been in a, what was it, like a 10 by 12 room, and we were able to do homeschool from there somehow for a few years. So I really want to make sure that there's some people out there that I think will see this or will hear this, and maybe their kids are about to go to homeschool or school age rather. Maybe they are thinking about homeschool. Maybe they are. Maybe they don't even know about homeschool.
Yes, this channel, this website, it's all going to be about anything to do with homeschool, whether it's advice or help or guidance.
Yep. So you know what? I'm actually just came to my head. I think the first person that's going to be interviewed here, I think it's going to be you. Come on. What better person to be interviewed about homeschool than you?
I can't be interviewed.
I think you're gonna co-host, but you're gonna be a co-host interviewed. Yeah, I think we should do that. I think we should throw something out there, and then we'll interview when the other Macs come in, because I'm hopefully gonna get those ordered this week. But we'll bring in Johnny, and we'll bring them the Nelly, and then have their point of view, right? Interview them. But I think you should be the first person, the first person through the trenches and find out. Oh, okay, well, these are the questions that we need to ask and stuff like that. So it just popped into my head. Again, you're about to go, or you soon will be in high school. You've been doing homeschool your entire life. I think you might be the best person to talk about, your point of view. How's it worked out for you? How did you get to become the young ladies that you are today? And how did you get, this is a spoiler alert, we'll talk about this more in depth, but how did you get to be inaugurated to what again?
The National Junior Honor Society.
Oh, come on. You got to say that proudly, dummy. Right? So spoiler alert, I know there's some people like, what? Hopefully, but, right? So we'll talk about that. How hard has it been for you to, get inaugurated into that or accepted into that and then keep it? Because you have to work for it, right? If not, you get dropped, right? Is that my understanding?
Yes. See,
okay.
It's 3.0 GPA or higher.
Okay. See, so we'll talk about it, right? So we'll I think you're gonna be the first person. I think the next possible show that we can create will be interviewing you. I'm gonna put some questions. Some of them are gonna be little hardball questions. I'm gonna throw some curveballs out there that I'm not gonna tell you ahead of time. I want to see what your reaction is. I think that's gonna be real fun to do. I think that's gonna be awesome. So. You guys ready here? I just popped into my head. I think I'm going to do a lot of those. The first interview will be Demily, but anybody else that's interested, right? After we interview you and the kids, we'll bring him on the show, right? We'll start interview as we're building the channel on YouTube and the page on Facebook and the website and everything else that comes between. All right, so cool. So now you guys have heard it, here, the Homeschool Nation, spread the word, help us build it. Join us. Even if you disagree, I want to hear. I mean, I think we both want to hear their opinion. Why? We'll have a number for you guys to call in when we do a channel. We'll have to change it because we don't want any random people just calling us at the end of the middle of the night. So we'll give a number that day, and we'll have people call in. We'll bring up the iPhone logo there, and then we'll just interview the person over the phone. We'll have them, have their opinion. If kids are gonna call in, we need to make sure that their parents are okay with them calling in. Please, that's something we have to get really, really good with, and make sure parents are okay with kids calling into the show, because this will end up on social media. That's right. This will be end up out in the world. I think very importantly, now that we're touching base on that, I want to make sure everybody hearing this is the Homeschool Nation channel is going to be purely educational, purely resource driven. It's a nonprofit. It's not going to be something that that we're creating some kind of business out of or anything like that. I really, really want it to become the channel. Hopefully, I mean, I envision it. I think we talked about this before. I envision it being the channel that many people go to for homeschool stuff.
Yeah,
right?
Homeschool. Feel comfortable going there
Correct.
For help.
Correct. Point him to the right resources and stuff like that, right? So it's going to be really, I really envision that. It's going to take us a while to build it, but I know it's not just a San Diego thing, which is where we're at. It's not just a California thing. It's a homeschool nation.
It's a nation, not a community.
Exactly, right? Bigger than a community. So a nation thing. So spread the word. I'm going to try to put some keywords, play with that as well, because again, I'm not an expert, so I'm going to see how we can get people, as people YouTube it and Google it, and how we can get this out there. So it'll be easier if anybody listening help us spread it, right? Spread the word about the Homeschool Nation. All right. So going back to what I said earlier about the personal channel, which is outside of the Homeschool Nation that I'm going to build with you. That channel will be more, for thoughts, opinions, stuff that I want to talk about, that sometimes I talk, my wife's ear off, and I talk other people's head off. But what I discovered in doing that is there's a lot of people that either frequently come for me for advice, right? I mean, you guys hear me come home all the time and talk about it. A lot of it is not it's adult material, so it's more relationships and stuff like that. And I've noticed that I can help enough people, just in my small circle of friends and relatives, that I feel that I want to help, if I can, more people outside of that circle. That's what it's really going to be. Business questions. I have own businesses. I have multiple businesses, successful businesses. I've had my ups and downs. Right now I'm a real good up right now, and I really hope that this up continues on the incline. Has allowed us to do things like this. So how do people I know have seen me on my downs, now they see me on my ups, and I want to pass some of that knowledge on to younger generations of entrepreneurs. And then on the other side of things, marriage. I feel that I have a very successful marriage. I believe my wife agrees. I think my own daughter would agree. 14 years and going on strong. No previous divorces. Not that there's necessarily anything wrong with a divorce, but those are the things that I want to get into when I develop that other personal channel. I have a lot of people that have come to me in the past and say, "Hey, man, how the hell did you manage to have a 14-year marriage and you're 32? That means you started, in your very, really early 20s before then, obviously. How, right? And I think that I have had enough people come to me for advice that I feel that have taken that advice, have ran with it, have done good things, have come back for more. And while I don't pretend to have all the questions, or the answers rather, to all the questions that I'm asked, I do feel that I can bring some value to some people. Not everybody. There's some people that are beyond me. I probably have nothing to offer the Tony Robbins of the world, right? He's Tony Robbins or whoever, any of these big celebrities. But we don't all have access to people like that. So, so that's what that personal channel is going to be. I know it's not really defined. We'll see where it goes. Something that I did want to touch base on that I just also popped into my head is on the Homeschool Network channel. There are a ton of people that have reached out to me in the past probably 2 to 3 years through LinkedIn, promoting certain products that not all of them, but a lot of them would be great benefit. And I'm right now I'm literally thinking about them that would be of an amazing benefit to parents that do homeschool stuff. Like there's great software out there, right? And not all of it is expensive, right? There are some that are subscription based, a few bucks here and there, but there's a lot of them that I'm literally thinking about right now that are great. That would be great rather for parents of the homeschool nation and teachers to find out. One of them, right? I mean, I hate to do a free plug here, but Zoom. It just popped in, right? I know you guys were using Blackboard, right? I don't know enough about Blackboard personally, but I know what I've heard from you guys and from what you guys have told me. And it's a bit of a pain in the butt, right, to use. And people have opted to explore other options like Zoom, right? And I've used Zoom before, and I think it's amazing. And I think you guys also enjoyed it, right? Yes. So products like that, right? And Zoom has a free version of it. So, I mean, that's going to be another great thing is to see if there's anybody that's willing to bring in, a software that is, low cost maybe or free, preferably, right? For people that, or a free version of, for parents, maybe, teachers, students.
The Homeschool Nation won't just be for us to give advice to people and students and teachers. It's also going to be a place where they can give advice to us because we don't know everything.
That's right.
They can bring in ideas and help us make the community and the nation a better place.
The nation a better place. I like it. Cool. It's cool. So all right, perfect. So then I think we're good. This is a good show. It was a 20+ minute show. Now you guys know what we're trying to do, what we're trying to accomplish here. Hopefully you guys will hop on, if not always, from time to time, check on us, see what we're doing. We're going to be doing great things. If you're one of the people, if you can see yourself on our show, either on the Homeschool Nation show, if you're an educator or a parent, or a student, this is gonna be a platform for you. This is gonna be an outlet for you, right? There, this is all this that we have here, all this cool tech. It's gonna be for you to use and come and voice that, to the rest of the nation. And if it's on the personal level, on the direct personal channel that I'm gonna build for myself, if you're already thinking that you want to be one of the individuals joining me, to talk about a topic outside of the Homeschool Nation, a lot of people will know my number, or I'm not very hard to find on the internet. I really not. It's not that I'm famous or anything. I mean, everybody can message anybody on Facebook nowadays, right? So, Facebook, whatever. I still use Facebook. A lot of people are going to roll their eyes. I use Facebook. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not just an Instagram guy. I use Facebook. I heard someone say, Facebook is for old people. Well, yeah, I guess I'm getting there. All right, guys. So, again, thanks for joining us. This is a great start off, I think. I feel really good about it. Tell me how you feel about it.
It'll be great.
Awesome.
Excited.
Equally excited. All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining us. Let's see if we can do this smooth outro. Oh, man, you know what? I don't want to use the same outro song. So, learning curve. There you go. Learning curve. We're going to get an outro song. But anyways, that's it, guys. Thanks for joining us. See ya.